But you can never walk alone on your way to being free. We're only human. We're only human, yeah. But you can never walk alone on your way to being free. We're only human, yeah.
What's going on, everyone? This is Mr. West, and these are the Zolo Liberty Plus truly wireless earbuds. I've been running these now for around about 3 months as my daily go-to earbuds, and I gotta say, they're pretty good. This review is just to give you an overview of the features of the Zolo Liberty Plus and also my verdict on the sound quality and whether they are worth a purchase. So a quick heads up, these are available in 2 flavors. There is the standard Liberty earphones and there's also the Liberty Plus, which I have here. I'll just do a quick rundown of the differences in the features. It's quite slight, but it will affect your purchase decision if these are on your radar. They both come in this really cool metal charging case. Now they look the same, but the differences are is that the Zolo Liberty have a 24-hour charging capacity, whereas the Liberty Plus come with a 48-hour charging capacity. To you and I, what that means is that when you want to recharge the earbuds, you're probably going to get around 5 to 6 charges with the Liberty Plus, whereas with the standard Liberties, just half that, and that's basically the amount of recharges you're going to get until you need to recharge the charging case itself. So additionally, the standard Liberty come with a 5.5mm graphene enhanced driver in each earbud, whereas with the Liberty Plus, these come with a 6mm graphene enhanced driver. Now it's not a huge amount of difference, and I haven't heard the standard Liberty earphones to actually be able to compare the two. If you want to get a better idea of what the Liberties sound like, go head over to JD Tech TV's channel. He has a great video pitting them against the Apple AirPods, which really shows what his verdict is of the standard Liberty headphones. The Liberty Plus have a transparency function. You can push and hold the button on the right earbud, and what this then does is activates the microphones that are built into both earbuds, and this then gives you this kind of crazy surround sound effect for your environment around you. So sitting in the office at work, for example, when you do that, the air conditioning feels like it's kind of just bathed right on top of you, which is pretty crazy. And if you're out and about on the road, perhaps if you're walking in near busy traffic, then that can offer some really good spatial awareness, especially if you've got the earphones turned up a little bit louder than normal. The only issue I've got there is anything past half volume, you lose the transparency effect altogether. While it's still activated, you don't get any use or benefit from it whatsoever. So that is something to bear in mind. I would rather they'd have ditched that feature and included aptX HT support, which I'll come to a little bit later on in this review. The next is Bluetooth compatibility. So the standard Liberties have Bluetooth 4.2, whereas the Zolo Liberty Plus have Bluetooth 5. So what that means is you're going to get greater range and a better lock on your Bluetooth signal with the Liberty Plus than you will with the standard Liberties. To be perfectly honest, Bluetooth 4.2 and Bluetooth 5 is heavily dependent also on the handset that you're using. So I found that I could probably get around about 30 meters of these away from my phone. That was with a clear line of sight from the handset itself. When you start putting things like walls in the way and obstructions, then the signal is going to get lost, so that is something to bear in mind. Both earbuds do come with the same battery capacity, so both will play for up to 3.5 hours before they need to be put back into the magnetic charging case. I could probably squeeze about 4 hours out of mine with very conservative use of the volume, but generally you're going to get 3.5 hours out of each of these buds, and then you'll need to pop them back in the charger. A full recharge takes around about 30 to 40 minutes once they're back in the charging case, and then once they're good to go, you can just carry on as normal. So they both use sweatproof IPX5 nano coating. What that means is if you're out in the rain, then they'll survive little droplets around the earbuds themselves, but don't go dunking these in water. They are not waterproof and they will not deal with any submersion in any liquid whatsoever. But it's a handy thing to have, and obviously if you're a person who likes to exercise, then the sweatproof coating will come in very, very handy if you do partake in a lot of intense exercise. So the similarities continue with the charging case itself. They both use micro USB. I really would have liked to have seen USB-C, but that's something that maybe Zolo can think about for the next iteration of the Liberty earphones. The recharge time for the actual case itself takes around about 1 hour 40 minutes, and then that's completely full, and then it's ready to take your earphones if they need recharging. Again, the standby time on this is absolutely incredible. If you don't use the earphones for a little while, then this really holds onto its charge really well. If you're out and about and you've charged this to full, and say for example you don't use the earphones that much, this is going to have plenty of capacity in the tank to help keep you recharged with your earbuds for a long time. Finally, the Zolo Liberty do not have compatibility with the Zolo Life app, whereas the Liberty Plus do. It doesn't feel like it adds any particular value to the overall experience of using the earbuds. Most of the features which are available in the app can be controlled from the earbuds themselves, save for the built-in equalization patterns. Now there's about 5 to 6 patterns in there, and to be perfectly honest, the differences between them are so vague, it's just not worth it. You're better off using the built-in equalizer on your phone, or if you don't have one and you can download a compatible third-party equalizer app, my recommendation is just called Equalizer, which is available on the Google Play Store. You're not going to have that problem with an iPhone because you do have the EQ built in should you need it in the phone itself. So without rundown of the features between the Liberty and the Liberty Plus, we'll just make a quick mention of the price. The moment these are £147.99 on Amazon UK. Prices will differ across the world obviously, but I just wanted to give you a heads up of today's pricing. The standard Liberty earphones are currently retailing £140.99, so it's not a huge amount of price difference, so you better off going for the Liberty Plus at the current price point. They're also available in 3 colors. You've got this champagne finish here, which is limited edition. You can also get a black pair, and there's also a fully white pair as well. And the earbud colors themselves are matched to the case as well. First of all, looking at the box contents, it comes with this really cool retail packaging with a magnetic clasp on one side of the box, and opening the box reveals the magnetic charging case. The earbuds are inserted into the foam insert inside the box, and lifting that up from the box itself, you then got the usual happy, not happy Anker warranty card. You then got some instructions. You then also got a box which contains more grip fit jackets, which I'll talk about in a moment, and a replacement set of ear tips to fit whatever ear size that you need. It also comes with a really cool yellow micro USB cable. The problem with the yellow USB cable is because it's braided, it will get absolutely filthy. So be prepared to clean that a lot if you're going to be carrying that around with you most of the time. So moving on to the earbuds themselves. So they come in this pretty cool grip fit jacket. So the idea of that is when you put them in your ears, this allows for a more secure fit once you've put them in your ears. So the idea is that you actually push them in and then you twist to fit around your ear shape so they stay securely in your ears. I personally never had any problems with the actual fit with them dropping out. You're just walking around the office or at home. I've never had any issues with them falling out, and they do stay quite tightly fitted in your ears. One thing is they grip so nicely into your ears that you really can't hear anything around you. So that's where that transparency feature I mentioned came in. It's just a shame that it doesn't work at higher volumes. So the build itself of the earbuds is pretty nice. The outer edges of it does feel like sort of low rent plastic, and this button here is a little bit spongy. So when you've got it in your ear and you do need to use some of the functions, when you push the button, it tends to force the earbuds into your ear canal, and it can get a little bit painful now and again. So that's one thing you do need to bear in mind if you are going to be using the touch controls on the side. It's a hardware button, not capacitive, which is a shame. I would have preferred capacitive, but then that would have added some expense to the earbuds themselves and also would have hurt the battery life additionally as well. So the charging case itself is one of my favorite parts of the actual package itself. We've already talked about the battery capacity. The one thing is that the lid is a little bit flimsy. It does feel if you're going to force that, it's going to snap off at any point. But for the most part, it's really nicely built, and it does shut with a reassuring snap once you close the lid. Once you do that, the 3 lights will light up at the front of the unit to tell you how much battery charge is left. So there's 3 indicators. Work that out for yourself. You'll know what that is. But it's good to have that visual indication of how much battery life is left in the case itself. Where I did find that you do have to just tap the top of the lid to activate the lights, and sometimes it needs more of an enthusiastic tap than other times, but you do have the option to do that, and most of the time it works absolutely perfectly. So the earbuds themselves, you can use the controls on the side. Now it's quite intuitive but a little bit fiddly at the same time. So to skip forward 1 track, you push and hold the button on the right earbud, and to go back 1 track, you press and hold the button on the left earbud. Now this is pretty good, but I did find it's a little hit and miss now and again. You do get used to the timing of the tap on the earbud, but I did find that it was a little bit fiddly. I would have personally preferred a double tap rather than one single tap, because it's very hard to get the timing right when you first start using them. So you can make calls using the earbuds as well. You push and hold the button on the side of the right earbud. That then activates your smart assistant, so you can use Alexa, Siri, and Google Assistant, and you can just say dial mum and it will dial the number that you've got in your phone book. Considering there's no actual inline mic in front of you, I found the accuracy was very, very good at all times, so that is something that's really useful. The only thing is that the sound only comes through the right earbud, not both of them together, so it does take a little bit of adjustment to get used to the sound just coming through the one ear. I would have preferred it come through the both, but again, for Zolo, this is something they can improve on in later iterations of the Liberty Plus if they are going to make those. Now, when it comes to sound quality and pairing with your phone, it's really, really simple. You open the lid of the case, you pull the earphones out. So once they're pulled out of the charging case, they're in pairing mode immediately. You'll see the light start flashing on each earbud. If that doesn't happen, you just simply put them in your ear. You push the button on the right ear tip first, and then you push the button on the left one. You'll hear like a whooshing sound through both of them, and they will connect into your phone, tablet, or whatever else you're using it with. Now, I did find they didn't work very well using my Windows computer, but for anything else, they worked absolutely fine. So once paired to your phone, you'll obviously want to know what the sound quality is like. Now, it's a game of two halves. So first of all, I would have much preferred they got rid of the transparency feature, which isn't useful all the time, and included aptX HD support instead. So Anker do make the SoundBuds Slim Plus wireless earphones. Now, they do have a wire running across them, obviously, but apart from that, they have aptX HD built into them. Now, they're around about £50, so they're well over half the price of these. And given that it's the parent company, I really would have hoped that they would have put aptX HD support into these earbuds. The reason being, I do find them a little inconsistent now and again. So depending on what music source that I'm using, I do find that the sound quality is better with some than others. Now, using normal headphones, just wired earphones, there's no difference, but with these, there is. So it's very, very strange. So the transmission frequency of these is a maximum of 352 kilobytes per second. So that's just above the 320 kilobytes per second you get with the highest tier of Spotify, Google Play Music, or Deezer, for example. However, if you're listening to music with higher frequencies than that, for example, FLAC or lossless music, then it really robs these of some detail. A lot of the time, I did find that they were lacking any kind of sparkle or bite in the top end to give you that really cool detail in your music. Don't get me wrong, the bass and the mid-range is absolutely fine. You can drive these to almost top volume and you will not hear any distortion. Your ears will give out before the earbuds do. However, not equipping them with a higher quality audio codec really does hurt the overall sound experience for me. Don't get me wrong, they're great earphones in their own right, but they are not brilliant earphones. There are better out there that I have heard. And some of the time I did go back to my standard wired earbuds just to get that high quality sound that I get from the FLAC music that I use. I do listen to a lot of it, and I use the Deezer Hi-Fi tier, which does have higher quality. So it's nice to be able to get the best out of that. But unfortunately, these don't really do that justice. And it's something that you will need to consider if you are looking to buy a set of these. So for listening to music and watching movies, these are absolutely fine. However, there are a few little downsides that I do need to mention. Now, one of them is audio dropouts. Because the left earbud relies on the right earbud, so basically all of the transmission is done through this earbud and then passed over to the left earbud. Now, what I find is that the left earbud does have a lot of dropouts, and when it does happen, sometimes it makes a popping sound. So if you listen to these at quite high volume, you're going to get a really disconcerting popping sound out of the left earbud. I think it's got more to do with the software of the earbuds themselves. Disappointingly, for the 3 months that I've had these, there's not been one software update pushed through to these from Zolo at all. No updates to the app you can get on your phone, and no updates to the actual earbuds themselves. So that is a little bit disappointing. I would have expected, with these being their first product, a little bit more support from the first few months just to kind of tidy up the experience of them, because they're generally very good sounding earbuds, but the lack of support from the developer in regard to the app and the software of these does let the side down a bit. But apart from that, these have actually been a very, very good daily companion. I've really enjoyed using them, and despite their shortcomings and the shortcomings with the app and the transparency feature, the actual sound is really pleasing overall. I wouldn't say they were brilliant earbuds. I do find the Anker wireless earbuds, the Bluetooth ones, do sound better than these on the whole. They're more consistent across the range. And again, the Anker SoundBuds Slim Plus are my pick if you do listen to higher quality music. However, if you're looking for truly wireless earbuds, then these should be on your list. There are a number of different brands out there now. Jabra have brought theirs out, JBL have their own wireless earbuds. So have a look around and look at some of the reviews just to see what you feel is right for you. And don't forget, if you do buy these from places like Amazon, you do get the no quibble return policy. I'm not saying to buy them, to return them, but really speaking, if you do want to try these out, then you do have the peace of mind that you can return them should the need be. We have reached out to Anker and given them all this feedback just to let them know what's happening with them. But for the most part, I do really like these earphones. The only question I've got is around price and value for money. The £150 price tag is a little bit steep, I find, but value for money is all down to personal perception. What might be expensive to some might be absolutely fine to others. So do give these a go. I did find it a really good daily companions, and they're easy to use, they're not heavy, they're not uncomfortable, as long as you choose the right source to do so. If you enjoyed this, then please don't forget to leave a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss many more exciting videos coming very soon. But for now, this has been my review of the Zolo Liberty Plus wireless earbuds. My name is Mr. West, and I will catch you guys later.